Hey guys, it's Bro. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are making a baking video. This video has been very requested. Every time I'm making a cake using fondant, I'm always using my marshmallow fondant recipe, and I mentioned that, and you all were like, Bro, please make a video showing us how to make your marshmallow fondant, because you use it all the time. For those of you out there who don't know what fondant is, it is a very thick icing. It has a dough-like consistency. You can mold it and sculpt it into any shape you'd like, just like a Play-Doh or molding clay. It's also often used on fancy, extravagantly decorated cakes like wedding cakes, or some of the cakes you've seen me make, like the Finding Nemo themed cake, the My Little Pony cake, and so many others. You can roll it out thin and cover cakes to look very smooth and make cute little characters and designs. Here is the tea on fondant. I made this marshmallow fondant recipe because I don't like the taste of regular fondant. I kind of think it's just thick and bland and kind of gross. It's just, whenever I was at weddings, I'd always get a piece of cake and I would peel off the outside fondant and then just eat the cake underneath because I was not a big fan. So throughout the years, I have been playing with a lot of different fondant recipes, and I developed this one, the marshmallow fondant recipe. You can find it in my very first cookbook, the Nerdy Nummies cookbook, on page 37. Let's take a look. The recipe is so easy, but I thought it would be cool to show you how to make it in a video. Boom, there it is. This recipe is so easy. It only has 3 ingredients. I'm gonna be putting all the ingredients down below. Ingredients are marshmallows, whee, powdered sugar, and water. Literally, you microwave it. That's how easy this is. You can also dye fondant any color, so I'm gonna show you how to do that as well. It's very, very easy, and this recipe is delicious. The fondant actually tastes like light marshmallow fluff, and it's amazing. All right, let's get started. Let's make some marshmallow fondant. As I mentioned before, you only need 3 ingredients to make marshmallow fondant. You'll need 6 cups of powdered sugar. I've just divided it into 2 bowls to make it a little bit easier to work with. 1 bag of mini marshmallows. This is 10 ounces of a bunch of minis right here, and 3 tablespoons of water. Step 1, we're gonna pour all of the water over the marshmallows and give them a good coat. Then, using a spatula, mix the marshmallows around. You wanna make sure that the water is evenly coated over the marshmallows. This next part is amazing. Ready for this? Take your bowl of marshmallows. Make sure you've got a heat-safe bowl. We're gonna pop it in the microwave for 3 minutes. We're gonna heat the marshmallows in 30-second intervals, so heat for 30, then give it a mix. Heat for another 30, give it a mix, 30 mix. Took a scoop and you can still see the marshmallow lumps, so we gotta keep heating until those little lumps are completely smooth. So just a few more times, till just a couple more lumps. Just a tip, every microwave is different, so just keep an eye on it. We want the marshmallows to be melted and fully creamy. All right, one more time. Give it one more mix, and then take this back to the baking station. Okay. And this is what it should look like. Check that out. Next up, we're gonna sift the powdered sugar. This is so it's nice and smooth and there's no big chunks. In a big bowl, we're gonna sift 3 cups at a time. I have 6 cups, so I'm just gonna start with half. This is the sifter that I'm using. There's a whole bunch of different kinds of these, but I really like these ones with the little hand crank. So use whatever one you've got at home. I'm just using a measuring cup to scoop it in here, trying not to be messy. Then sift, sift, sift. Just keep sifting. It's really important to do this because it helps separate your powdered sugar. It makes it very fine, which will make making your fondant very smooth. You don't want clumpy fondant. You want a nice smooth fondant. Ooh, see? Look what's left in there, the clumps and chunks. You want to toss that. We don't want that. All right, clumps and chunks. That is my kind of mountain. This is Sugar Mountain. Then, using a spatula, I'm gonna make a little well in the middle of our bowl. Sorry, Mountain. I'm sorry. Just make a little hole here. Oh, this is the fun part. We're gonna pour all of the melted marshmallow into the center of the bowl. Be careful, the marshmallow is warm. Don't wanna burn your fingers. Before we get in there and mix this together with our hands, we're gonna sift in the second half of the powdered sugar right on top. I like to break up the measure measurement because it's a lot of powdered sugar and I like to place the marshmallow right in the middle. It makes it easier to mix together. It's kind of like making a marshmallow sandwich. Powdered sugar, marshmallow, powdered sugar. You don't have to do it this way, but it makes it a lot easier. Also, powdered sugar is really messy. It's light, it moves around a lot, so if you make a little bit of a mess, don't worry, that's fine. It cleans up really easy. Crank that wheel! Oh, look what we got left over. Hard lumps and chunks. Get out of here. Everything is in the bowl. Now roll up those sleeves. It's time to get a little bit messy. We're gonna be using our hands and knead everything together. It should take about 5 minutes. Keep kneading together until you get a taffy-like consistency. If your fondant is still sticky, add a little bit more powdered sugar. You might need to, depending on where you live, what climate you're in. If you're in a more humid place, the temperature of the room does matter. I like to start kneading this in the bowl because it's very messy. Look at all of this. But as it starts coming together, I'll move to the counter. Ah! This is starting to stick together. Look at this. We've got solid, it's a little crumbly. This is the perfect time to move to the countertop, so I'm just gonna pour the bowl out. There we go. And then so it won't stick to my hands, I'm gonna use a little bit of baking grease. Rub on my hands. It's the same thing that you put on your hands when you're dyeing fondant. And you're just gonna keep kneading right here on top of the table. If it's easier, you can work in small amounts, like cut it in half. Whoop. Like so, and work in a smaller amount. I love kneading doughs and things. It's one of the most relaxing things in the world for me. I really enjoy this. I get a little workout. I get to get my hands messy. If your fondant's too dry, you can add a little bit of water. And if your fondant's too sticky, you can add a little bit more powdered sugar, whatever you need. And as soon as it reaches this consistency, it's kind of like a thick taffy, but it's not too sticky. It's perfect. Ta-da! We've made marshmallow fondant. It is delicious and it is so fun to work with. It's my favorite recipe ever. Before I end the video, I'm gonna show you how to color fondant so you can make it any color you'd like. This is a lot of fondant, so I think I wanna make rainbow colors. I'm gonna divide this into 6 pieces. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, not perfectly even, but that's okay. Fun fact, fondant is also sensitive to heat, so the more you play with it with warm hands, as it heats up, it becomes softer and more squishy. Then if you let it sit and cool, it will harden. To color fondant, you're gonna need to use gel color, not a water-based color. Put a little drop, just like so. Then you have some options when it comes to working with your hands. You can coat your hands in a thick shortening. This grease is great. You rub it into your hands just like lotion so that the food coloring doesn't absorb into your skin. I like to get around my nails. Then you can just start working it in. This is beautiful. It's one of my favorite things to look at. It almost looks marbled when you first start mixing the dye in. You can twist together like this. Just looks really neat. Look at that. This is so beautiful. Look at that blue marble. I've even seen cakes dye their fondant just a little bit and then wrap the cake so it has that colored marble effect. The other option, if you don't have any shortening or grease at your house, you can use gloves, like food-safe gloves. Just put them on, like so, and continue to work the fondant together. Ooh, look at that, beautiful. And you just keep working the fondant together like a dough until it's evenly combined. The color's mixed in now, and as you can see, this was only 1 drop, and it got to this beautiful, vibrant blue color. So when dyeing fondant, a little bit goes a long way. You can see what 1 drop does. So I would start with very little, and then work your way up. This is beautiful. I'm gonna keep dyeing these ones because I have a cute little project that I wanna make with them. And ta-da! There you have have it, homemade marshmallow fondant. I really hope you guys enjoyed this recipe and enjoyed this video. I really wanted to show you how easy this stuff was to make at home. Not only did we make marshmallow fondant, but we dyed it a bunch of different colors. Easy peasy. Even after you color fondant, it's still the perfect texture, easy to work with. It looks amazing and it tastes great. Actually tastes like marshmallow fluff. It is so good. To store fondant, if you want to keep it for a later date, make sure it's wrapped up nice and tight in a food-safe plastic wrap. This stuff is so fun, even just to play with it. And the more you knead fondant with your hands, the more sticky it will get, the more tacky, and that's normal. So if it gets too tacky and too warm, you can just set it down and let it chill for a little bit and it will harden again. Okay, that does it for this video. This was so fun. Please let me know in the comments below if there are any other baking basic videos that you'd like to see, or any simple recipes that I haven't gone over on my channel, but you would like to know how does one make that. All right, thanks again, you guys. Bye-bye.